Hey guys, John here. Today we're going to be making a sequence in Toxic Biohazard, and this is from the band Rammstein and the song Laichzeit. And it sounds like this, but be warned, I made this one a little bit louder than I usually do, so yeah, you have been warned. Alright, so if you like the patch, give the video a thumbs up. It helps the channel a lot, and also subscribe if you haven't already. And let's dive into this and see how it was created. So let's go into the pattern mode and just take a look at the synth itself. So like I said, this is going to be a sequence, so let's dive into the sequencer first and let's talk about it just a little bit here. So the sequencer is on by this play button being illuminated. Steps is 16, and since the interface is so small and kind of hard to see, I'll read out the numbers to you. 0, 0, 0. Next one's off, 0, 0, 0, the next one's off, 0, off, 1, off, 3, off, 1, off. And that's basically the whole sequence. So you basically have to hit one note, and it'll do that. Now for the sound generation spot here, we're going to be using noise 2 on oscillator number 1. On oscillator number 3, we're skipping over 2, but oscillator number 3, we're going to be using square pulse width number 2 down 1 octave. For oscillator 4 and 5, they're both going to be sine waves and both going to be down 1 octave. Now for the mixer, oscillator number 1, the noise 2 is 100% in the mix, skipping over 2 again. Number 3 is going to be the square pulse width 2, that's going to be 100% in the mix. And then 4 and 5, the sine waves, the left side minus 50 is going to be for oscillator 4, that's 74% in the mix. And then oscillator number 5, 80% in the mix and 50% to the right, so all the way to the right. And the idea behind the two saw waves is basically just a hard pan left and right, and they're both down 1 octave. So yeah, that's kind of the whole concept there. For the voices, we have 4 voices, 8 polyphony. The detune is going to be 10%, and the panning for the voices all the way to the right. No glide. The attack is down, decay is up, sustain is up, release is down. Velocity curve is down. The drive is at about 23% to get a little bit of that extra grit out there. I always liked the drive in Toxic Biohazard. And the volume is at 1.9 dB. Now we have a low pass filter going on. The cutoff is at about 68%. You can always bring that up to 69, you know what I'm saying? And then on resonance, you could put 61%. And I kind of messed around with the resonance for a little while to kind of dial it in the right way. But for the original sound, the resonance is a little bit different. So this is kind of going to be the characteristics of that sound through Toxic Biohazard, or the characteristics of Toxic Biohazard through the song. You know what I'm saying. And now for the effects, we have chorus with the depth of 55%, the rate 20%, mix 50%. The time for the delay on the right side is going to be kind of irrelevant because it's synced on 1/16. The feedback 30%, rate 24, depth 20%, blur 50, and mix 35. We're not going to be using any external EQ over here, and that's pretty much the patch in a nutshell. So if you'd like to get this for free, there is a link in the video description below, and it can be yours. But from going forward from now, I'm going to be saving them in this menu here for the FL wrapper, going to save preset here. So that's where you load it from. And that way you can select this preset here and load it from there, because sometimes I find loading presets from the interface itself not really as useful. If you would like, you can always download it and load it in through the file I give you and save it within this menu. If you'd like to do that, it's totally up to you, but I kind of like the flexibility of just going through the presets here because I'm kind of always used to doing it that way. So yeah, I thought I'd mention that before we close out the video, and thank you so much for watching, and let's play us out with Laichzeit. Yes, I was headbanging with the synth right there, so yeah. See you in the next one.